Last episode, we built a dialog from scratch. 4 tabs, 6 field types, a multi-field inside a multi-field. Then we dragged the teaser onto the page and it just worked. But here's a question we never stopped to ask. Why was it allowed there? Today you get the full answer, and it's bigger than one component. Which components can go on which pages? What every page looks like before an author touches it. Why a header shows up on 400 pages you never edited. All of it is decided in one place, the pages template. This is Editable Templates explained properly. Welcome back to AEM Insider. Let's get into it. Start with a fact you've already lived through. Every time we created a page in the series, AEM made us pick a template first. That step is not optional. No template, no page. Every page in AEM is created from a template and the page remembers which one acts forever. So what does a template actually decide? Three things. Structure, the parts of the page that are fixed, a header, a footer. Authors see them on every page, but they cannot touch them. And one deliberate exception, a container in the middle left open on purpose. That's where the page's own content will go. Why one part is open and the rest is locked? That's the heart of this episode. Initial content, the starting content of a new page. What's already on the page the moment it is created, before an author does anything. And policies, the rules, which components are allowed inside which container. This is the guest list from episode 4 and today we finally read it line by line. 3 jobs, 1 template. Let's see where all of this lives. Behind every template there's a small chain, 4 links. Learn it once and the whole system makes sense. Link 1, a page component, a regular AEM component like our card, like our teaser, ACAD, but its job is to render an entire page. It lives under /apps. Our project already has one, the archetype generated it. And it doesn't start from zero, it extends Adobe's code page component with the property you should recognize here, sling resourceType. Same inheritance idea we've seen before, doing all the heavy lifting. We'll open this component up right after the first demo and how that inheritance really works under the hood, how a component renders scripts from its parent. That's a topic big enough for its own video. It's coming in the next episode. Link 2, a template type. Think of it as the blank form a template starts from. It says, templates made from me use this page component and start with this empty layout. Our project ships with one called page. Link 3, the template itself. Made from a template type, edited in the template editor, that's where structure, initial content and policies get filled in. This is the part you will actually work with. Link 4, pages. Created from the template by authors in the site's console. One template, as many pages as you want, hundreds, thousands. One thing about the template type, because interviewers love it, the link between a template type and a template exists only at creation time. It's a copy. Change the template type tomorrow and existing templates don't care. The template and its page's age, that relationship is different and it's the heart of this episode. And here's the map. 3 folders in the repository, 3 jobs. /apps, code, components, dialogues, HTML, everything we built in episodes 4 and 5 lives here and so does the page component. /conf configuration. This is the template's home. Template types, templates and policies, all under settings, WCM. We walked past this folder in episode 4. Today we move in. /content, the pages authors create and everything they type into dialogues. Keep this map in your head. The whole episode is us following one page's trail through these 3 folders, and that's exactly how we start. Over to the browser.
This is the page we built back in episode 4. It has our card in it. Let me try to edit the top of the page. When I click the header, nothing is happening. I click the footer at the bottom, same thing. I cannot select them or move them or delete them. They are locked. They come from the template structure and the structure is locked on every page. Now look at the middle. Here I can work. I click into the container, click the plus, and I get list of components I can add. This list is not random. It comes from the templates policy. The code already on this page was added the same way through this list. Remember that we will come back to it. So, two jobs already done. Structure logs the top and bottom. Policies decides what I can add in the middle. There is the third job, initial content, and this page is already showing it. Look at the title above. I never added that. It was already here when the page was created. That came from the template's initial content. Now compare that with the header. I click the title, it selects. I can change the text, I can move it, I can delete it. But we cannot change anything in header. This is the difference. Structure is one copy, every page shares it, and it locked. Initial content is a copy made for this page. The template gives it once when the page is created. After that, it belongs to the page. So, structure locks the top and bottom. Policies decide what I can add. And initial content gives the page something to start with. Three jobs. Let's see where they live. Let's open CRXDE. Navigate to the first component page. Copy the path, paste it here and enter. Click JCR content and look at two properties, sling resource type, CQ template. CQ template, this is the full path to the template the page was made from. The page remembers its template. Second, sling colon resource type. AEM insider slash component slash page. This is the page component that renders the page. It lives under apps. Let's open it. Copy this path. Go to apps slash paste it and enter. This is the page component. Notice there is no page.html. The file you would expect is not here. There are only two small files, custom header libs and custom footer libs. But every page still renders full HTML. How? Because of the property sling colon resource super type. Our page component inherits from Adobe's core page component and page.html lives there. How AEM finds that file is a big topic on its own. That is a later episode. For now, two small files are here. Everything else comes from the parent. Now the template itself. Go to your JSR content node, copy the template path, go to search bar, paste it, enter. This is the page content template. And here are the nodes that matters. Structure, what every page shows. Initial, what new page starts with. Policies, the rules for each container. And a thumbnail for the picker. Three jobs, three nodes. Now let me show you where the title comes from. I expand initial content, JCR content, then root, then container, and there it is. A title node. This is the copy every new page starts with. Now back to our page in slash content. Same path, root, container, and the page has its own title node right there. Two nodes. The template keeps the original, the page got a copy, that is initial content. Let's try to understand page content template in template editor. To open template editor, navigate to localhost 4502, click this tools icon, general and templates. Go inside your project and click this pencil icon. This is how a template editor will looks like. Look at the URL. It starts with slash conf, not slash content. This looks similar to our page editor, but it is not same. Now At the top left, this dropdown. Structure, initial content, layout. This is how you switch between the jobs. To edit the locked top and bottom, I pick structure. To set what new page starts with, I pick initial content. The third one is layout. This is about width. Every container sits on a hidden 12 column grid, and layout mode sets how wide each component is. We will come back to that at the end. That's the full map. Now let's stop looking around and build our own template.
Second stop on the chain, the template type. In the tour, it was just a node we walked past. Now look inside, because a template type is not magic. It's a template embryo. Same three parts a template has: initial, structure, policies, plus a title that shows up in the create template wizard. And look at the resource type inside its JCR content nodes. It points at our page component. That's the whole secret of the chain. The template type carries the page component. Every template stamped from the type carries it too. Every page made from those templates renders through it. One pointer set once, inherited all the way down. And remember the rule from the chain slide. Because this is where it lives, the type is a stamp. A template copies from it at creation. And after that, the type could vanish and no template would notice. Keep that in mind because in a minute, we're going to make our own type and stamp a template from it. So how do you make one of your own? The honest answer, you copy one. There is no create template type button anywhere in AEM. A type is just nodes, so the move is CRXDE. 3 steps. Copy the page type and paste it right there. Rename the node and update the title. The title is what authors see in the wizard. And check the pointer as C in the resource type inside. Ours should keep pointing at our page component, so we leave it. But if your new type should render through a different page component, that line is the one you change. And if you want different starting content or default policies for every template made from it, edit its initial and structure. Same editing skills you already have. Why bother with your own type? Because on real projects, one type per kind of template keeps things sane. A type for content pages, a type for experience fragments. The archetype ships exactly those two. In the demo, we build an article type and stamp our article page template from it. Mode 1. Structure. The fixed part of the page. Whatever you put into the template structure shows up on every page made from that template, not copied to the pages, rendered from the template every time anyone opens any of those pages. There is exactly one source. That has two consequences, and they are the two most important sentences of this episode. First, components in the structure are locked. On the page, they show a padlock, and authors cannot edit them, cannot move them, cannot delete them. The page editor won't even select them properly. They belong to the template. Second, if you edit the structure, change the header, restyle the footer, the change appears on all existing pages instantly. 1,000 pages, 10,000 pages, one edit everywhere. That's the power and that's the danger. Structure edits are site-wide edits. And one component in the structure is special, a container that is deliberately unlocked. The unlocked container is the hole in the frame I, the one place where page authors are allowed to work. Everything we've ever dragged onto a page went into an unlocked container. You just didn't know its name yet. Enough concept. Let's build a template of our own and watch every one of these rules fire.
Let's build our own template. In CRXDE, go to template type folder. It will be inside conf, AEM Insider, settings, WCM, template types. Here is the one our project ships page. Right click, copy and paste it in the same location. Rename it to AEM Insider page. Save it. Now update the JSR content. Description also. and save it. Now I want this template type completely empty. So we can build the template ourselves and watch every piece appear. So I strip it down to just root. In the structure under JSR content, root, I delete everything inside root. Save it. In the initial content, same thing. JSR root, delete container, save it. And in the policies, I delete the container mapping and I delete the CQ colon policy property at the root level. Save it. Now the type is bare an empty root and no policy anywhere. One honest note. Real projects ship template type in code in the UI.content package. But this is exactly what that code contains. Now I use this template type for creating a new template. Go to template console. This is our template console. Click create. Select your template type, which is AEM Insider page. Next, enter title, article page, create and open. It opens in structure mode and it is completely empty. Watch, I try to add something and nothing happens. It just says no allowed components. Why? Because we deleted the policy and the policy is a guest list. It decides which component a container will let in. Right now, this template has no guest list anywhere. So nothing gets in. No policy, no components. So let's fix that. I select the root container, click the policy icon and give it a policy. Refresh our page and instantly you will be able to see component list. Watch what a policy does. I added it and the components appeared. Now I can build rest of the template. First, header. For header, I am going to use a text component. Open the component dialog and add some text. Done. Now the content area, the one part authors are allowed to edit. I will add a container component here. By default, all the components that we are adding inside structure mode are locked. So I click it and unlock it. Now it is open space for page authors. The whole we leave in the page on purpose. Last, the footer. For footer, I am going to add one more text component. Let's add some content into text component. Now the shape is clear. In the order I built it. A locked header on the top, an unlocked container in the middle, and a locked footer at the bottom. The header and footer belongs to the template. The middle belongs to the author. But notice one thing about the middle container. It is unlocked, but I never gave it a policy. So its own list is empty. Unlocked gets you the door. The policy is the guest list and the container has none yet. Giving it one is the whole next demo. Quick look in CRXDE. Go inside templates and refresh. You will be able to see your new template, article page template. Open it. Inside structure, JCR content, root, holding a text header, a unlocked container, and a text footer, all stored at template level. Template edits lives in the template always. Back to the template console. Our template says draft. A draft template does not show up when author create a page. So I select it and click enable. If your template is ever missing from the list, check this first. Now let's make pages. Go to Sites console, AEM Insider, US, EN, first component. Inside first component, I am going to create a page. Create page and select our new template, article page. Next, and name it as article 1. Create. Open. As you can see, the header and footer are locked. I cannot click them, cannot delete them, and the middle container is here unlocked. But when I select the container, I am not seeing any plus icon because this container does not have any policies. Filling it is next demo.
Before we fix the empty list, lock in what you just saw act, because this is how every AEM page you will ever open actually renders. When a page loads, AEM starts from the template structure. The banner rendered from /conf from the template, not from the page. The page doesn't have a copy. If we ever change that banner, every article page changes with it because they all render from that one node. Then AEM reaches the unlock container and hands over to the page. Whatever the author put into the container renders from /content. When the container is done, control returns to the structure and the rest of the frame renders. One page in the browser, two sources in the repository, template content for the frame, page content for the middle. Once you can see that split, none of AEM's rendering behavior will ever surprise you again. Now add the empty component list. In episode 4, I called the template a bouncer with a guest list, and we walked through the door without reading the list. Today, we read it. A policy is a saved set of rules for a component, most importantly for a container. And the container's headline rule is allowed components, which component groups a page author may drop inside. Remember the component group property from our card and our teaser? This is the moment that property was for. The policy doesn't list components one by one, it takes entire groups. Free things make policies smarter than they first look. They live in /conf next to the templates, not inside them. The template only holds a pointer, a property called CQ:policy on the container, pointing at the policy node. Because they are separate, policies are reusable. 5 templates can point at the same policy. 1 guest list, 5 doors. And that cuts both ways. Edit a shared policy, and you've edited every template that points at it and every page under those templates. Same site-wide blast radius as structure edits. So the answer to the question we opened with, the teaser was allowed onto the page because it's group. AEM inside a site content, the same group our cart and the core components live in, is ticked in the content page templates container policy. One checkbox, one group, and every component in that group walks through the door. Let's go see that checkbox and give our own template a guest list.
Let's give this container a guest list. I open the article page template, go to structure mode and select the middle container. From the toolbar, select the policy icon. Currently, this container does not have any policy. Let's create one new policy and apply it. My policy name going to be article page content. And then under allowed components, I tick one group, AEM Insider Site Content. This is the group where our card, our teaser and other core components all live. And notice, I don't have to tick a whole group. I can open a group and tick simple components from the list. Group are just the fast way. You can mix them too. And click done button. Now you will be able to see all the allowed components for this container. Let's go to our article page, refresh it. When I click on container, I will be able to see plus icon. When I click plus icon, the list is live now. I can add components into my page. Let me add card and teaser components into the page. Let's configure them. Here I have configured card and teaser component. Now the payoff. I open the content page template. the one that shipped with the project. Structure mode, I click into the content area, click the policy icon. It is page content. Page content is the policy that was assigned to this container. And read the ticket group. AEM Insider Site Content, AEM Insider Site Form. This is the checkbox that allowed card and teaser components into our pages. One group, one checkbox, every components in the group. Two quick looks in CRXT. First, go to template, article page, policies, ACR content, root, container, and this is the policy that was assigned to our container. Second one, copy this path, go to parent policies, add slash and your path, and this is the policy node that was actually created. And here is the property that did all the work today, components. Open it. This is a string array. This is the group we have allowed and this is the component we have allowed for this container. Click OK.
Third mode, initial content. How article pages currently start life empty. Every author begins every article from a blank container. We can do better. Give every new page a head start. Initial content is the template starting kit. Whatever you place in the initial mode gets copied into the page at the moment the page is created. Copied at, that word is doing all the work here. Because it's a copy, everything about it is the opposite of structure. The components land at page level, so they're fully editable. The author can change them, rearrange them, delete them. No locks. It's the author's content now. The template just saved them the setup. And because it's a copy, the timing matters. The copy happens once at creation. Change the initial content tomorrow and existing pages don't move. Only pages created after the change get the new starting kit. Structure is a live link. Initial content is a photocopy. Let's do both halves of that sentence side by side. Here is the one rule to take away from this episode. Structure is live edited and every existing page changes instantly. Initial content is a copy edger, it only shapes pages created after the edit. Every template question you'll ever face, in a project or in an interview, comes down to knowing which of these two you're standing in. The template editor even tells you it's the mode drop-down top left to the last demo.
To set up initial content, we need to switch to initial content mode. The banner from the structure still visible, but I cannot edit it. Look at the URL initial.html. Replaced our structure.html. Into the container, let me add a title component. Let me configure it. Below it, I add a card component. Let's see where these two components are stored in CRXT. Go to your template. Go to initial, JSR content, root, container, title and card. These are the components that we have added in the initial content mode. And you can also see title and description that we configured for card and title of the card component. Now let's create a new page. Open it. You will be able to see those two components, title and card, that we configured in our template initial content mode. Now let's refresh article 1 page. As you can see, those two new components are not coming here. This is because we have updated our template after creating this page. That is the reason the template will not impact the pages that were created earlier. Now, article 2. This is the new page that was created after making the changes. That is why you are going to see title and card component. Now, Let's update our template in structure mode. Go to your article page template, switch to structure mode, update the banner. Done. Now let me refresh both the pages. As you can see, whatever changes I have made in structure mode, they are reflecting in our pages immediately. That is the one of the main difference between structure mode and initial content mode. Last thing, to export your template level changes, you have to create a package of conf AEM Insider and you need to import that package into your code base.
One mode of the template editor is still unexplained. Structure, done. Initial content, done. The third one, layout. Layout mode is about width. Every container in a modern AEM page sits on a hidden grid, 12 columns wide. Layout mode lets you say how many of those columns each component takes. Grab the side handle, drag, done. A card across 6 columns, a teaser across the other 6. Suddenly they sit side by side. No CSS is written, no dialog opened. And here's the part that makes it powerful. The grid is per breakpoint. There's an emulator bar at the top of the editor at the desktop, tablet, phone. 12 columns on desktop can be 6 and 6 side by side. Switch the emulator to phone and you lay the same components out full width, stacked. One set of content, different widths per device. That's AEM's responsive story, and authors drive it without a developer. Where does it store? Same logic as everything today. Lay out a page and a little note called CQ:responsive appears on that component at page level. Layout the template structure egg. Yes, layout mode works in the template editor too egg and the default widths shift to every page. Page for the specific, template for the common. Third time today you've seen that rule. One honest note, what the grid offers, the breakpoints, where the authors may resize at all. That's configuration and it lives in a familiar place, the containers policy. The guest list carries the grid settings too. Everything connects. Let's resize something for real.
Last demo, layout mode. But before we can lay anything out, one setup step, and it is the piece that makes layout mode work at all. Our content container is a simple container. It just tags whatever goes in it, one thing under another. To place components in columns, the container has to be responsive grid. So I open the article page template, switch to initial content mode, select your parent container, click configure icon, select the layout from default to responsive grid and click done. That is the switch. Now the container is a grid and everything you are about to see becomes possible. Now let's create a new page. I switch the mode drop down to layout here. When I select any component, you will be able to see drag handlers both sides of your component. Let me drag my title component to 6 column. Currently the width of title component is 12 columns. Just drag it to 6. And then you can also drag the second card component to 6 columns. As you can see, the card component jumped beside your title component because title has width of 6 and card has width of 6. Both combined together, it will be a 12 column width. Now let's jump into iPad mode. Click here and select your card component and click this icon, float to new line. Now increase the width of your title component. Similarly, go to your mobile mode, click here, select this icon. Now increase the width of title component. Let's open this page in CC mode disabled. So as you can see in the desktop, title and card, they are coming side by side. When I switch the page from desktop to mobile mode, they will come one by one. As you can see, in the mobile mode, title is coming at the top and card is coming at the bottom. Because we have configured different widths for these two components in layout. Similarly for iPad. Now let's make same change in our template level. Go to article page template, go to initial content. From here, I am going to change it to layout mode. Click here, title, card. Now switch to iPad. Click here, increase the width of title. Similarly, iPhone. Now, whenever you create any new page, it will automatically inherit these widths in your new page. Let's create one more page. So as you can see, when I switch to edit mode for desktop, it is coming side by side. iPad and mobile, they are coming one by one. Let's do one thing. Let's create a column control for our template. Go back to your template. Go to structure mode. Switch to desktop. Here I am going to add one more container. Below that, one more container. For this container, I am applying a new policy, page content. Click done. Similarly, for second container, one more policy, done. Now you can select this component dialog from layout default to responsive grid, done, and this one also. Let's change the width of these two containers. Go to layout, select desktop. This is your one of the container. Drag it to 6 column. Similarly, the second container, drag it to 6 column. Now let's unlock them. To unlock, again go back to structure. This is one container, unlock it. This is second container, unlock it. Now let's create one more page. Open it. As you can see, there are two containers placed side by side. You can author any component you want. Text V1, one more text V2, one more text V2. This is all about layout mode.
1 minute on history because it comes up in interviews. Editable templates. Everything we did today arrived with AEM 6.2. Before that, projects use static templates, nodes under slash apps, defined entirely in code, no template editor, no modes, no policies. The difference that matters, a static template has no live relationship with its pages. Once a page is created, the template is out of the picture. Change it and existing pages don't react at all. No structure mode, no lock headers, no guest lists, none of the machinery from this episode. That's most of why Adobe replaced them. You will still find static templates in old code bases and interviewers still ask the difference. For anything new, editable templates. Full stop. Now you know both words. And that's editable templates. Every page gets its shape from a template. Structure is the frame, locked, live, one edit changes every page. Initial content is the head start, copied once, then it's the authors. Policies are the guest list, and you now know exactly how the teaser got onto that page. And layout mode is the grid that makes it all responsive. So what's next? Think about what we quietly did today. A page pointed at a resource type. The resource type pointed at a super type. The super type pointed at scripts in a folder we never told AEM about. And somehow, every time, AEM found exactly the right file to render. That's not luck, that's Sling resource resolution, the engine underneath every single thing we built in 6 episodes. Next episode, we open that engine. How a URL becomes a resource. How a resource finds its script. Resource types, super types, selectors, extensions, the search paths. In detail with experiments you can run in CRXDE. Once you see it, AEM stops being magic. For good. And the clientlets promise from episodes 4 and 5, still on the books, those custom header libs files we met today are exactly where that episode will plug in. Everything from today and the node trees, the policy setup, the template walkthrough at is in the description, and this video goes out on the Substack as a full written issue. Link below. If this series is helping you, subscribe and drop a comment. I read all of them. This was AEM Insider. See you in the next one.